Making trouble in my neighborhood. I got one little fight and my mom got sad. She said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air." I said, "A whistle for a cab, and when it came near, a license plate said fresh and it had dice in the mirror. If anything, I can say that this cab is rare, but I thought, nah, forget it. Your home is Bel Air." I pulled up to the house and I was 7 or 8 and I yelled to the cabbie, "Your home, smell you later." Looked at my kingdom, I was finally there. Ooh, shoot. To sit on my throne as the Prince of Bel Air. Ooh. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? What's up out there? Can y'all hear me? What's up with it? Can y'all hear me? Can you feel me? What's going on? I can't really tell. I'm checking all the lives, checking all the streams, just making sure everything is all groovy. You know, we got to make sure. Let's get this stream key set up, you know. I love this. Man, I love this. I love doing this. I can't see myself honestly doing anything else because it's just so much fun just sitting here talking to the people, you know. Talking, engaging, just seeing what's going on, you know. I got to make sure to always look at the camera. I'd be so addicted to looking at the doggone screen, and I got to remember that, guess what? That's not even important. What's important is, hold on, let me fix that. There we go. Now, if I look in that direction, we'll be good. We're moving in a much better direction. Want to make sure everything's all good. To sit on my throne as the Prince of Bel Air. Oh, hit the record. How y'all feeling? Hopefully everybody's good. Hopefully everybody had a good 3-day weekend. How's everybody's weekend out there? We got to see another beautiful Memorial Day. Shouts out to everybody who actually understands what's going on when it comes to Memorial Day. Oh, my phone's all the way over there. I can't even check. I can't even check to see if everything's all groovy. Let me see. I don't even like looking at that, but whatever. We're going to make that work. We're going to rock with this. We're going to have a little bit more depth. My monitor and my screen, Instagram be chopping it up, you know, all that good stuff. How's everybody feeling out there? How's everybody feeling? Welcome to another episode of the Mohammed Cook Show. I'm your host here, Mohammed Cook, and yes, I'm in a different setup. I'm sitting down using the back side of my studio. I usually like to engage in the front end where it's just you and I standing up and talking, but I left my mic hooked up from our last DDS episode, which was episode 34. So shouts out to all of you who were there, who participated with me, who kicked it with me, and had that whole conversation with me and my homies. What a vibe. Before I get things going, I want to know, how was your Memorial Day 3-day weekend? Now understand, this is really a working folks holiday. This ain't even, oh no, hold on, I think I can see your comment. I think it says late as hell. Let me see. Can I increase the size of this? Give me a sec, Justin. Because I can't read a thing. Late as hell. I was right. Honestly, I was a little late. I ain't going to hold you. I was a little late. But here's the thing. I moved the show to 7:30, and then we ended up having an 8 o'clock episode because I stayed home too late, and I couldn't. I took a nap. I kicked it with my wife to figure out how her day was, but then after a while, I was just like, man, I am just exhausted. You don't realize how tired you are until you come home. I pulled the typical dad card. You come home and just lay across the couch, you take your shoes off and rub your feet together. You know that type of vibe? Listen, I can see everybody. I can read everything. I love this. But anyways, first things first. You guys, how's your 3-day weekend? Talk to me. How was it? Was it good? Was it bad? Any unexpected visits? Any unexpected text messages? Any overly consumption of anything? A little bit, 10 out of 10. That's good, Ray. I'm actually going to be talking to you, Ray. Shouts out to everybody. I'm going to tell y'all about my overall 3-day weekend, man. It was a vibe. Listen, I knew, and the thing was that I knew it was going to be a different weekend the moment we finished our show Thursday, because for the first time, I'll be honest with you guys, sometimes I get so nervous. I don't know if I'm having a good show or a bad show. I never know the vibe of the show. But when I left that Thursday, even with Elijah having a slight attitude, I knew, I was like, yo, this feels good. It felt good to sit and just talk to people really live here in person, you know. So I like I said, I appreciate it. I love it. Also, I had a new brain blast on the new setup. Like I said, I always know I'm always coming to you guys with something new. You know, you have to understand, at episode 35 of the Mohammed Cook Show, which is the one mic kind of podcast situation, I am, like I said, building this plane while I'm flying it. Understand, I just realized the technique I can use in order to use this mic and connect it to that camera. So once we leave, I need to figure out a way to put the episode straight to YouTube. Posting on Instagram Live is cool, it's a vibe, whatever, but we understand we got to expand the episodes. But if I do that, usually I have to finish the episode, then edit it, sync up the audio. It's an absolute mess. So I think I have a solution coming soon. It's going to cost me $120, so I have to finish a video that I did, but I'm going to tell you about that in a sec. But yeah, you guys, yeah. I'm excited. I think by episode 50, we're gonna have a full swing operation in place. I'm optimistic. By episode 50, everything will be dialed in. The show is going to still be at 7:30, excluding today. I took a nap and fell asleep too long. But like I said, by 8, what's good? What's going on with you, brother? What's going on with you? I like to say what's up to y'all. But I feel by episode 50, we're going to have something. It's going to be more like this, talking. I'll probably get more dramatic with the lighting. How you guys like the camera? This is a different camera. How do you like it? Yes or no? Does it look a little bit more ashier and not as vibrant? Let me know. Let me know on the visual side, because I see like 3 versions of this, and I don't know what it looks like throughout the phone, but I'm not going to get too caught up on that. But let me just go through a quick, actually, before we get anything started, let me know how your day was, 1 to 10. Put it in the comment section right now. If you're still here listening, pay attention to me. I'm sorry. The stories are going to be up. They're going to be down. They'll be all over the place. But this is the whole purpose of this platform. I want to talk. I want to learn. I want to grow. I want to talk. I want to learn. I want to grow. That is it. I'm trying to keep from repeating myself. So, you know, we have to come up with an emoji. We have to come up with an emoji so I can, when you guys catch me looping. I don't like looping. That's honestly the dead giveaway that a nigga is lying or coming up with something as he goes, is when he loops. So I'm trying to be more conscious while I'm talking to you, at least to make it sound like I know what I'm doing. I'm going to eliminate from repeating the same phrase right after one another. I like to put a phrase in between. You're clear? We got some 11s. That's good. That's good, Justin. I appreciate you. Justin. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you guys want to just talk about the weekend. So first things first, this weekend was it was an overall just a vibe, you guys. Friday, I got booked for a gig. Shouts out to my G, Juan. I doubt he's even watching this. But when my homie Juan opened up a club Aura it's in downtown Bakersfield. It's honestly only a couple blocks down from the studio. And it was off of 17th and Chester. And I got to do a really sick promo video for it. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I got the chance to talk to people and engage with people. And what people don't understand is that with me doing this, I'm really secluded to really this office, the job, and Garces. So sometimes just going out to meet people while working in a new set of people, oh my gosh, it felt good. I got to meet the CEO of, I believe it's Taco Bros, if I'm not mistaken. But I got to sit and finally talk to him. This is somebody I reached out to on Instagram, you guys. He dubbed me. Reached out, said, bro, I like your business. I feel like I can make good videos for you. Bro completely ignored my entire DM. But I said, it's all right. It's cool. I know I'm going to run into him. And I ended up running into him. And I said, as soon as I saw him, I said, yo, I got beef with you, man. I really came off really just blunt. Like, bro, I got beef with you. I know that I can help your business videos moving forward. But you're not responding to DMs. What's up? And that's literally how I said it. Like, I kid you guys, I kid you not. I said it in a very funny, but it wasn't condescending. He's like, oh man, what's your Instagram? He goes straight to the Mo Cook Show. And then he's like, bro, follow me right down the spot. It felt good. I'm hoping that him and I can do some business soon, but it just felt good to finally see somebody that I reached out to digitally. Cause you guys know I'm trying to get my client list going. I really am. I really am, you know? So, see, I did it. You guys caught me right there. I'm not going to do that. So anyways, the party went really good. The party went really well. And I got the chance to just, like I said, engaged and ran into a coworker there. It was an overall just vibe. Anyways, we're going to Saturday. Nothing too crazy about Saturday. Same old. Key and I stayed around the house. We had like a late breakfast. We got to be cute and cooked and got to sit with the baby. And, it was really nice. Usually my Saturdays are like hustle and bustle, but I took a breath because I didn't get back home till late the night before, so I wasn't going to beat myself up trying to run to the next morning. So I ended up just pushing my whole day back. So Ablo and I ended up leaving. We went to the church to do our cleaning. We had to run a couple other errands. I can't remember. But what was really special about this day was the fact that I had to do some babysitting, y'all. So once again, you guys remember Elijah, who was on the episode last Thursday? He said, man, I got a gig. I got to run. I need somebody to watch my kids. And the next thing you know, I was at his house being daddy daycare. I had my newborn. I had his 4-year-old and his 1-year-old. And I'm sitting here just trying to manage, just trying to keep the house all together. And it made me wonder. I was like, I never realized there's never any male-driven daycares. And I was trying to figure out why. Because me and Wes, his son, we sitting there bonding, playing Roblox. His daughter don't really care for me. She was like, whatever. She didn't care for me. As long as her TV was running, she's chilling. But yeah, I realized there's never been any male-driven daycares. And I've always wondered, why is that? Why is there only women running daycares? And I'm not opposed to that. My mom's been running a daycare for over 20-something years. But oh my gosh, it was just a vibe. It was another one of those moments. It was a vibe because it was just showed the next chapter of my life. But first, I used to be running the streets with this guy. And now I'm sitting here watching his kids for him because his wife was busy and he was busy. And I said, man, how have the tides have turned? And now I'm over here being a parent watching people's friends. I'm the friend that people call now to watch kids. That's wild, But anyways, so we go through all Saturday. I had to go back to the church right after I got done watching his kids. It was kind of late because the pastor asked me to clean the windows, and I didn't forget. I just didn't read his text while I was at the church. And I usually check my phone, but sometimes I just try to get in there, work, get everything dialed in, and get out. But I just never did. I was so concerned making sure I was on time for my homie so he wasn't late. And I ended up going back and I'm pushing and I said, wow, this is hustle this is the largest example of hustle I've ever seen, right? So because here I am rolling my son in his stroller thing. Meanwhile, on the other hand, I got a bucket of soap and water and a squeegee, and I have him in the other. And mind you, it's at night. It's dark. So I had to roll my car in front of the windows, turn the headlights on because you can't see if a window's clean during the day. So I use my headlights as a source of a light source. And here I am just washing the windows. It's like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. And I got the baby and we just moving. And I said, I just left from cleaning the church to daycare to going back to cleaning the church. So it was cool. It was really a lot of fun. And I just shows the progress I've been making as a young man, just as I'm moving into adulthood. Like I'm embracing this whole fatherhood thing. You guys hear me talk about it all the time, but it was cool. It was nice, which kind of took me into the next day. As you guys know, Sundays, I don't do any social media, nothing. Ain't no posting, ain't no videos. I really try to avoid editing, not unless it is a pressing project. It's a project that's paying a lot. If it's a gig that's paying a lot, I'll do it. But outside of that, I try not to work on Sundays. Give me a chance to kick it with my family. And literally once again, we leave church, we go and we kick it with my homies who drive. Now, here's the thing. I'm not sure if you guys saw the post on my page, but here's as a father, people want you to act like their example of fatherhood. And I used to never understand the line, don't tell me how to parent my child. And you know why I didn't get it? Because I never had any damn kids. The moment you have a kid, I kid you not, everything changes. But we already know this. I've already had this conversation 1,000,001 times. So let me tell you about how Sunday went. We went to church, and after church, my car homies, we meet up at a little undisclosed location where we sit and we simply just drive the cars. We go crazy. Now, remember, back in the day, you guys remember the video. If you ever follow the Cone.firm page, I used to be showing the side shows. We used to be out in intersections. We used to be wilding out. To be honest with you, it was so disruptive. It was so disruptive to the neighborhood, and I completely understand. We had people stopping traffic, we having blockers. It was a mess. We were putting our lives, our freedom. We're putting all that at risk to essentially do circles in the middle of an intersection. Now, originally, I never had any issues with that because I'm arguably new to sideshow culture in Bakersfield. I saw it in LA all the time, but I never saw it as a risk. So anyways, as I'm going into fatherhood, I'm like, yo, does that mean I have to give up the things I like? Does that mean that I have to no longer involve myself with sideshows or involve myself with automotives? Because people expect fatherhood to be, oh, you just take your kid to the park, you watch them ride a bike, whatever it may be. But sometimes, I'll be honest with you, I love my life and I love my wife. But how I'm going to do fatherhood is not going to be cheesy. It's going to be pretty cool. So anyways, we end up going to one of our undisclosed locations. Me and the homies, we all met up and we did some donuts, did a little bit of drifting, a little sideshow stuff. But understand, this is not in a crowd. It's not an activity. It's in an undisclosed location far away from essentially society, not residential. It's practically commercial, but it's nothing there. So anyways, as we're going down there, everybody's doing the circles as they love. My wife is with me. Ablo's with me. My homies, his girl is there. He got his baby. It's honestly a family situation. People are sitting in the shade. We got water. It is literally how I would imagine a perfect Sunday to be. Now, we were on our way out, but my wife, she was doing a lot when she was getting out the car, so she unconsciously locked the keys in the car. It happens. Luckily, I had Ablo's in my hand, so it wasn't like the baby was locked in the car, but she had locked the keys in the car, so we had to call AAA to come unlock the door. So everybody essentially waited. We were all done. All the driving was done. We waited for AAA to come, and by the time they got there, we got the keys out. I asked one of my homies, I said, yo, can you take me around? Real quick, like just so I can hang out the window of the passenger seat? He said, no problem. Now, remember where I'm at in the story. Before that happened, I thought it would be a funny picture to take a picture of Ablo sitting in the driver's seat. Why is Ablo sitting in the driver's seat? Mind you, the car is not on or not in motion. Ablo's in the driver's seat because, remember, Key locked her keys in the car. We're not going to have him outside in the sun. So essentially, Key kind of softly walked herself into the daycare role, tied back into my daycare story from the day before. She softly put herself in the daycare role and she sat in the car while we waited for AAA to come. So we sat Ablo in the driver's seat. My homie's kid is in the passenger seat. And then I decided to take a picture because I thought it would be really funny. Now, fast forward to back to when after we got our keys out the car with AAA. We're sitting in the car. I said, bro, I want you to do it. Can you do a couple resolutions or whatever, revolutions? And then I want to hang out the window. He got the coolest clip of me hanging out because honestly, I've never had more fun, as ridiculous as this sounds, than hanging out the window. It's exhilarating hearing the motor, seeing the tire smoke, hearing the engine. But also what's the best part about this? It's in a safe place. It's all, what's the word I should use? I don't know. It's contained. It's contained safety. So anyways, we finish up. And I said, it'd be a really cool reel. I want to put my son as a graphic in the front with Ablo, as the video on the back with Ablo as a graphic on the front. And I just thought it'd be a funny little thing. It'll be like, oh, like father, like son. And mind you, the caption was, I took Ablo out with the boys today. Tied back to what I was talking about before. What does fatherhood look like? Now, remember, everybody has their own definition of fatherhood. It could be based off of the father in their life. It can be a generational thing. It can be the lack of a father in their life. It can be any of these variables that make them that make them who they are, or how they make their relationship, or how the relationship they create with their kids. So I put it on Instagram. First thing I did, I was like, somehow I didn't even know my mom saw the video. She calls me frantic. Mohammed, where's Ablo? Mind you, I posted the video when the sun went down. Just start there. And she called me while I was going on my night inspirational run. You guys know every Sunday I run through nice neighborhoods to give myself a source of inspiration. She says, Mohammed, where's Ablo? I said, he should be at home with his mom. She's like, I know you don't have that baby in the car. I said, Mom, it's a graphic. It's a graphic. He's not literally He's not literally driving the car. I'm not going to stick a newborn while we're doing circles around, doing donuts and smoke tires, pebbles, all kind of things can happen to him. I'm not going to risk that ever. But at that moment, my mom thought that it would be okay for me to have a baby out. Let's go back to what we said before. Everybody's definition of fatherhood is completely different. As I'm trying to be really vocal and public about my transition into adult and fatherhood, understand I'm not going to do anything the traditional way unless it's causing harm or safety. I'm not going to be sitting here drinking with my kid or whatever, some shit like that. I'm trying to do things. I'm trying to make this idea of fatherhood easy. I'm trying to show people that it's okay to be active in your kid's life. And I'm going to do that by changing some things in my life. Obviously, you have to change some things, but keeping the activities the same. I want my kid to be able to see, yo, this is a burnout. This is called riding edge. This is what it's called when they saying from corner to corner. When they're saying gutter sweeping, this is what it means. I want to be able to explain that. It doesn't mean I'm going to have him standing on the gutter while it's happening, but I have to show him through the things I like. That's the only way we're going to bond. And then once he's old enough to tell me the things he likes, then I'm going to do his shit. It's a really simple concept, but some reason people have this movie picture on how motherhood's supposed to go. So anyways, I tell my mom, I was like, Mom, I don't have him in the car. He's a newborn. I'm not going to have a newborn in the car. But in her head, she's like, I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen somebody even take a newborn outside to where cars were. Understand, in this entire process, and over this one phone call, and that wasn't even the only comment I got. You guys can even check the comment section on that post too. The engagement was great, by the way. Thank you to everybody who liked it, commented on it. But yeah, I even got comments, this doesn't look safe or responsible. And I'm like, everyone has their own 10 cents on how they think how I should parent. But disregarding the fact that I'm being an active parent, that is step one. That is step one. I'm not being malicious with my son. I'm not being disrespectful with anyone. I'm not being disrespectful with my son. I'm just doing parenting the way I want to do it. So if you expect me to be a cheesy ass dad doing cheesy ass shit, it's not going to happen. Negative. In order to get to places that I haven't been, I have to do things that have not been done. I'm always going to take the route that's not traditional, because I need to know that is a path that a lot of people ignored, and I think if we go this way, we might reach some form of resolution. Point A, right now, I'm probably on this live talking right now probably to 5 people, but I'm telling you, as we get closer to understanding AI and digital works and understanding the value of money and all this going on, you're going to understand the only thing that's going to last are people giving their real voice, real body, and real opinion. Because in the future, nothing's going to be real. You're going to have to see all 3 of your senses. Everything you're going to have to see real people talking to cameras like this. You don't know what the fuck is real anymore. Nobody knows. But Woosah. Almost went off. Almost popped off. I don't know where that came from. I don't know where that came from. Where the hell did that come from? Jeez. And I know I feel crazy because I'm in a room by myself. So I'm like, what the hell? But anyways, yeah, you guys, it was wild. It was wild to think that people think I want to put the person I do all this shit for at risk. Like, what? I'm not about to be no cheesy ass dad. I'm going to be so active in my son's life. Y'all, people gonna get tired of it. But I'm not going to do it in the way that you think. Life is not no fucking Cinderella movie. Life is about you got to make shit dope, y'all. And I don't know why it's disregarded. But anyways, I'm going to go into the next day. So as y'all very well know, for all us working folk out there, shouts out to everybody who's working, because that is a blessing in itself. And I'm going to give you guys a work update on what happened there. And we're going to talk about that. So essentially, the next day was Memorial Day. And I'm not the person to throw parties or have any type of engagements or anything like that. I'm really, as anybody can attest for it, you only see me outside when I'm paid to be there. That's kind of like the rule I live by. That's kind of like I have to have a camera and I have to be working. But I thought on this Memorial Day, I'm going to make it a little bit different. So on Sunday night, I had this bright idea. I said, Key, baby, let's have a barbecue and let's call it the cookout. Let's call it the cookout because my last name's Cook, or shit, our last names are Cook. So what we did was we invited everybody over to our house. And oh my gosh, why haven't I done that before? I invited all my car homies. I invited my homies from who've lived with me from CSUB. Practically, that's my family. The cool part about it is that her dad was having a cookout at the same time. We didn't even plan this. And so he had all the kids in the pool. We had Ty on the grill. On top of that, he had somebody on the grill too. We had 2 grills going at the same time on the same property. Understand, this backyard is huge. We got there's like an acre of land. So it's nothing but space and opportunity in the backyard. We had people hooping. We had her dad on playing bones on the table. It was honestly the most heartwarming thing I've ever felt because, mind you, I don't like to party. I'm not like to party, but just seeing my car friends, seeing my friends I've had forever, for over a decade. And the best part about this is seeing Ablo. We were so comfortable and caught in that moment that we just took the bassinet and just put it outside. When we put the bassinet outside, we just let Ablo. He was sleeping in the middle of the back. We had the canopy over him, but we just took his bassinet. That boy just slept through all of this. Everybody walking by, looking at him, kept on going like, oh, look at the baby. It was so nice. It was really nice. And it's something that I aspire. Once I get more of my life put together, I will be doing that more often. I'll find like 3-day weekends, whatever it may be. But the cool part about the entire night, though, was that I probably spent about maybe $150. I gave $100 to Ty. No, $175. I gave about $100 to Ty for meat. I gave $75 to Elijah to go buy some alcohol and drinks. Really, it was drinks. And I said, you know what, bro? Let's just relax. And that's exactly what we did. Here's 2 reasons why I'm genius and when it comes to this cookout shit. Let me tell y'all. Number 1, I did not do any plastic or paper plates. I don't understand when we go to cookouts, when somebody wants to take a to-go plate, they always end up getting aluminum foil. So now you feel stupid with all these aluminum foil plates. I just bought, when you go to a fast food restaurant and you have like the container with the lid on it, we serving out the containers. Because once you're finished, if you don't feel like finishing it, you can just close it and take it with you. If you decide, you know what, I want to take some more with me, you already have a lid. It drives me crazy when I watch people go to cookouts and they play that stupid ass game with aluminum foil. I don't understand. Oh my gosh. I don't understand. So anyways, it was really convenient. It was such a great system because our cleanup was mad easy. We got everything put up in a couple of hours. We got everything, less than a couple hours. We got everything put up in like 15 minutes. And then we had everything down in about less than half an hour. But here's another good part. I can keep going on the reasons why I love this barbecue. Let's disregard the friends. Let's disregard my friends marinating meat for over a couple of days. One question for you. Hold on, I'm reading the question. It says, do they make off-white baby clothes? I don't think so. Because we do need to get Ablo. We do need to get him something. I see you, Marvin. We got to get him something. But anyways, the reason why I love this cookout is because it was the blending. Reason number 1, it was the blending of worlds. Understand, my wife is in a very conservative, traditional family, and how they party is kind of like that. I love them. But it's more, like I said, it's more within the box, if that makes sense. And then I invited my homies over, and we're a little bit more loose with it. So I have my car homies. Mind you, there's so many different colors. We got white people here. We got Latinos. We got blacks. This is the most, somebody can take a picture of that backyard and say, this is the most multicultural cookout we've ever seen in life. It was literally so cool. So on top of that, the diversity. I ain't never seen something like that, especially in some backyard on a Memorial Day cookout. Number 2, I love my container system. I think that every cookout you go to should have some form of container system. I do not know why I look genius for having the container system. Number 3, having one homie in charge of all the food, genius. He actually sat and he marinated the food for a day before. All the little feedback from the food, I received it all. I took it back to him. Overall, for the most part, everybody loved everything. Number 4, DJ, music, shouts out Pandora. Understand, if it was a cookout at my house, like a house I owned, it would have been Future, it would have been some ignorant shit. It would have been all types of ignorant music. But I had to respect home because I understand that that's something that they play out loud. We had the smoothest playlist in order. It got a little boopy boppy, a little white commercial pop music asked at certain points, but for the most part, things were so smooth. It was number 5. Like I said, the age ranges, it was legit a family cookout. You had the kids, the adults, everything was separated. We had the bones on the table. It was just so good. But lastly, last premise, number 6. One thing I hate when you throw parties is that when niggas stick around too long. Because once niggas stick around too long, then things start getting weird. Because you know why? Nobody knows when it's time to go, and it kind of can mess up the vibe for everybody else, especially for the owners of the property. Let me move my screen over a little bit. So especially for the owners of the property. Listen, once it hit 8:30, 9 o'clock, you know what I did? All right, y'all, it's been real. If you're still here, first I want to thank everybody for coming out. This means the world to me. I want to thank everybody, how warm this feels. I almost started tearing up off my cheap little speech at the end. But I have everyone, and this is what I said. I said everyone with an exception of Ty and his guests. You're going to have to leave. Or excuse me, you're going to have to help me clean up. And if you don't feel like cleaning up, it's no hard feelings. Just go ahead and leave, and I'll see you at the next one. I'll see you at some point this week. Listen, everybody was walking out the house. I was giving everybody a trash bag. Go pick up your trash. Pick up your trash. We had the whole backyard cleaned up in no time because people respected the property. They respected the property. And oh my gosh. And I understand why people throw parties now. It's just off that alone. Listen, like I said, Ray, he was there. He said it was full of family joking around, fun, enjoying all the times. Yes. House music was going crazy. Yes. Yeah. Like I said, man, I just changed the game. You a fool, Dre. You a fool. But yeah, you guys, it was so nice. It was such a nice vibe. It felt so good. I appreciate to everybody who came. I have no idea when I'll be doing another one. I'm not even really looking forward. I said I'm not really planning for another one anytime soon, but eventually, obviously, there's going to be another one. But it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. Anyways, so from the energy from that last night, the night before, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I sipped a little bit too much. I sipped a little bit too much. Whoo! When I woke up this morning, I immediately remembered I ain't got it like how I used to. You see, back in the day, I can be smacking, keep it going, party going, jumping all night. When I woke up this morning, it felt like remember the movie Drumline? Like Nick Cannon lost his mind in my head when he was doing the snare solo. That's all I heard. That's all I felt. It was absolutely wild. And I told myself, we got to drink more water. So as soon as I got to work, I just started drinking my half a gallon of water during the day. Because man, it was wild. It was wild because, I just say I can't be doing that. But oh my gosh, the vibes, it was, But anyways, which takes me into work. It takes me to my next point of discussion today. I want to talk for those who are there, who are those still with me in the live. You guys, we got such good updates at work. And I'm going to tell you, my job, I have to admit, I may be complaining and bitching about things online, but understand, my boss really rocks with me. He really does. And this is how I'm going to say it. And I get scared saying things like this because you know why? It's always this, you compliment someone, then you do something wrong, then you get mad at them, but it's not their fault because it's really your fault. It's called accountability. I hold myself accountable in all situations. Listen, you guys, he reworked my schedule to where now my days are shorter. So I don't have to spend as much time at the office, and I don't have to take a pay cut. He called me to his office. He said, Mohammed, he actually called me to the conference room. He said, Mohammed, I understand what you're trying to do. I understand that you're trying to build a business. You're trying to get a home and you're trying to do things. So this is how I'm going to work with you. We're going to work on your hours to where you can work after you get off of work. I want you to take that time, either spend it with your family or go ahead or build your business. That is it. I want to leave that time so you can work on those two things. Now that sounds like a fly sentence, right? Like, oh, he just said, I want to help you build your business. Immediately right after that meeting, we went on Indeed.com together. You don't know a funny situation till you're on Indeed with your boss. at the back of my mind, I was getting nervous. I said, is this nigga about to fire me? Because I was like, that's the coldest setup I've ever seen. That's like sending your girl. That's like sending your girl, introducing your girl to the next nigga because you think you about to dip out. Like, that is wild. That is absolutely wild. I never knew that just some people can be that cool. And it felt so good to know that he was really rocking with me, and he really just was taking the time to make sure that I was just doing everything right. Really, just to make sure I was doing everything right. I'm making sure how to find clients. This is how you should go about it. This is how you get it generated. This is how you get leads. Because he knows what I'm doing at his establishment is essentially the same thing I'm trying to do solo, but I'm just trying to scale it up some. So, Foble, you just asked right on time. He says, so what's the plan? What are you going to do with that time? So it's really simple. I'm going to be using that time to, in the beginning, to create more leads. So the issue that I always had is that I can't create leads after 5 because by the time people respond to my emails, so let's say I send an email or make a cold call or even visit at occasion. By the time they get back to it, it's the next day and I'm at work all day. So I don't really have any time to visit them. With me getting off around 2 o'clock-ish, this gives me the opportunity to now go sit with them, talk to them, to conduct some form of business. That way, I can use those from 2 to 5 where everybody else is still at, like I'm saying, with most traditional jobs when you're at work until 5. Ooh, excuse me, y'all. Ooh, excuse me. When everybody else is traditionally at work during those times, I can now use that time to go and get, I can use that time to go and connect with some of the clients I want to connect with. That's the strategy I have in place. There's a few places I go, and how am I going to find new leads? I'm going to go on Indeed, and I'm going to really be looking for, it's kind of like what we did together, Justin, looking for part-time video positions and then seeing how many of those people are willing to outsource. Because I don't think, if you're hiring for a part-time situation, you probably don't even want somebody in-house. Because I will automatically be cheaper than any in-house situation. So that's why I'm going to use that opportunity. Like I said, be on Indeed, comb through some of them, get the resume dialed in, get my website. The first thing I'm going to do, I want to finish by this week, is really be working on the, oh gosh, I'm going to be working on the, my website, dialing in the video website, just showing what I do as a video manager, or actually video editor. And then the second phase of all this, I'm going to go ahead and, actually start reaching out. But I want to just make sure my platforms, such as my website or my touch points, are all in order. So that's what I'm going to be doing at those times. Also, yes, you guys know, if you guys see Everett in the comment section, yes, I'm also going to be a summer school teacher. I've been doing this for the past 7, almost 8 years now, you guys. I've been teaching. I'm coming up on, I have to do it for 10 years. That's my goal. I got to get 10 years doing this summer program. Mind you, nobody else even had a robotics position.